And a pleasant good evening. Welcome to Bedtime Stories, the show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed but never to sleep with the greatest love songs of all time. It is I, your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer, officially checking in after a whirlwind weekend. I spent the weekend with Whitney Houston and also with Michael Jackson. Of course, not the real ones, but close enough. Two tribute artists back to back. And I had a great time. Tonight we have a power packed show. Of course, as always, we have foreplay, four songs by one of your favorite artists or groups, male or female. That's at the end of the hour, or the end of the show, I should say. And throughout the night, we do a thing called Who Did It Best? All right? Cool. Well, with all of that in mind, Sunday would have been Prince's 68th birthday, I believe. Yeah. So throughout the night, we're going to pay tribute to him, as well as him in foreplay. And we have a special guest tonight, but I'm not going to tell you who he is yet, but I will as soon as he calls in, of course. This is Bedtime Stories. Let's kick it off with Prince, Rogers Nelson, and Anesthesia. Yeah. Good evening, Mr. Williams. Deron, how was your birthday, man? And are you watching the playoffs? I think it's on ESPN and only on ESPN. 'Cause my girlfriend was trying to get it, but they on some boo. This is a big thing, so therefore, yeah, they're not just giving it away. Good energy in. Oh my God. Babe, comma, you'll never believe this, period. The game is on Channel 7, ABC. How about that? The game is on regular channel 7, huh? Who knew? The ladies love
Al Greer with bedtime stories.
So, what'd you do for your birthday, Duran? Or did you just chill? Mm-mm. Henry Cooper, good evening, sir. Happy Monday to you. To the pearls of love. Huh? I wonder, does my son know that he could just watch the game on regular television? Hmm. with Rosie Gaines in the background. That is Prince and Diamonds and Pearls right here on Bedtime Stories with your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Good evening to Henry Cooper and Deron Williams. Now, Deron just recently had a birthday. When was your birthday? I think his birthday was Friday. Henry Cooper, I don't know when his birthday is, but I'm sure it's coming up real soon. It is your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Later on this evening, we will have a guest, and of course, donations are welcome at alpgreer at gmail.com. That's Al, P as in Paul, Greer at gmail.com. Just to keep this show going on. You know, we kind of like Channel 11, but on the black side, all right? Tonight we play tribute to Prince on his what would have been his 68th birthday. Yeah. Here's I Hate You from the Diamond Experience on Bedtime Stories. Mm, mm. What is Al eating tonight? Fish sticks. Good evening. Is this Paul Richmond?
Yes, it is.
All right, hold on. I just started a song. We'll be on in exactly 4 minutes.
Cool. Okay.
All right, hold on. Nope, that's not it. Maybe. Said it was boring and I celebrated by myself. Oh man. Well, at least you got another year older. That's a good thing. That's always a good thing. What you do on your birthday is like icing on the cake. It's like when you wake up in the morning and it's your birthday. That's the cake. Oh, yeah. Go ahead, Prince. That, of course, Prince Rogers Nelson. He would have been 68 on his birthday on Sunday. They had a whole celebration for him all this weekend. Happy heavenly birthday to Prince Rogers Nelson. On the phone right now, we have a worldwide known gentleman. He's like the best kept secret here in Chicago, and his name is Paul Richmond. Now, let me tell you a little bit about Paul Richmond. First of all, he recorded and or produced songs for Tyrone Davis and others. As a matter of fact, he has a hit out now with the Manhattans. It's called Put the Guns Down. But he used to play with a group called the Amusement Park Band, or simply APB. On the phone right now, platinum recording artist, Mr. Paul Richmond. Good evening, sir. You watching the game too, huh? How are you this evening, sir? Man, I can't complain. I got up this morning, so I definitely can't complain. I, you did it again. Um, I always thought that you were a good old Chicago boy. You're originally from Memphis. I thought you were like from the west side or the south side. So how did you get from? Go ahead. Hmm. Okay. Right. Which sounds like Phoenix to me. Not Phoenix, Arizona, but Phoenix, Illinois. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. There you go. Right. Yeah. Just cut to the chase. So how did you get? Go ahead. I was going to say, how did you get from Memphis to Chicago? Hmm.
My migrated to the north side, like around, I think Hill Street, I think that was it. Street
Hmm.
called Hill Street. And so then at that point, then we started moving around. So then we moved to the west side.
Hmm.
Here, there, and went to school on all the west side schools, Marsh and everything.
Hmm.
And then I moved to the north side because I got tired of the west side.
Okay. Okay.
So when I got my first $2, I bought me a condominium on the north side.
On your first $2, I heard that.
My first $2, I got to get out of here. I got to get a nice car and a nice condo. So I
Hmm.
did. Bought me a brand new Corvette.
There you go. Little red Corvette, no doubt, right?
Actually, well, it wasn't red. It wasn't red. What it was called claret. It was like a maroon. It was called claret.
Claret. Okay.
So I bought the claret vet, and I tore it up in 2 weeks.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, ran into a guard. No, a guardrail ran into me. I'm not going to take
The,
responsibility.
the guardrail.
Minding my business, driving down the express, and all of a sudden a guardrail pulled up and
Hmm.
just hit the whole side of my car and cracked it like an egg.
Mm-mm. Wow.
And so I'm gonna get to my little red Corvette. So anyway, I tore my first Corvette up, and it was 2 weeks old, and then they tried to paint it we couldn't match the paint because it's a new color, claret maroon.
Right.
And so I got tired of that because I tried to fix it up. I put on nice wheels and all that, but I still noticed a real difference in the paint color. So
Okay.
I'm just gonna get a red Corvette and be done with it.
Right.
It's full press though. This is like 3 years before Princess red Corvette. I had my first red Corvette,
Mm.
and then I drove that for a while, and then what happened after that? I turned into a family man. The
Right.
Corvette was too sporty. I had to get a family car, you
Mm-hmm.
know, with 4 doors instead of two.
There you go.
And that's the evolution, the early evolution of car racing.
There you go. When was the first time you picked up a guitar?
I was at a really young age. I must have been maybe about 8, 9. My mom and dad both played guitar, not real well, but well enough to teach us.
Mm-hmm.
So my mom used to like play a lot of Jimmy Reed type stuff, and she taught me her two Jimmy Reed songs that she knew, and me and my brother kind of bounced back and forth between those, and that's kind of where we got started. My dad played a little bit as well, and again, they didn't have no big repertoire, but
Mm-hmm.
between the two of them, they made me do about a half a dozen songs.
Okay. And then from there, you got bit by the bug.
Oh yeah, we got big by the I think I wrote my first song not long after learning how to play guitar. It was some goofy little song I wrote about a frog or something, nothing serious. I don't think the song, but the song didn't end too well for the frog because the frog got his legs ate up.
Oh no, frog leg. Poor frog. I tell you.
True story. That was my first song. True story.
So, what was the name of the song?
Uh, the little green frog.
Little Green Frog. Wow.
I
Hmm.
remember that.
That one you remember. Okay.
Yeah.
So you got your guitar. You wrote your first song. What was the first band that you played in?
First, man, it was one of those high school bands in Marshall.
Hmm.
There's a bunch of them. Uh, you had like an amateur band that didn't make no money, then you had a professional band that made money.
Right.
So I was with the amateur band first when I was learning how to play, learning how to play, and then at some point they had an opening for the professional band. They
Hmm.
were going up to Rock Island, and we were Rock Island every other weekend or something.
Hmm.
And you would make like $2 a ring make from Rock Island. And so when they had this opening for this guitar player, I auditioned for them. They were calling soul, dynamic souls or something like that, dynamic
Hmm.
souls. And so I auditioned, I played for them. I went to Rock Island, made my little $75 a night or whatever.
Hmm.
And I was happy as a lark.
Hmm.
Came home with some cash in my pocket, and then went to school tired as heck because we drove back to Rock Island just in time to get back to school.
Wow.
And we did that for a minute. We done it, I say we did it maybe uh, about 6 months to a year.
Hmm.
Doing that run. And then I got recruited to play for the Five Stair Steps.
Wow.
So yes, I had to kind of navigate that because now I'm in school and trying to play with the stair steps and trying to do this. And so I had to kind of time that, and it was kind of tricky. We'll get into that later.
Okay.
But what I did was, the group felt like I kind of left them on the line a little bit. They said, you can give us gigs, you've been making us money, and now you can leave us for the Five Stair Steps. I said, yeah, I'm trying to move on up.
Hmm.
She's a good, the perfect replacement. They said, who you got? I said, I got Nick Young.
Oh.
They said, well, he ain't as good as you. You just ain't heard it.
Oh.
I said, me and Nick, we spar all the time. Nick is just as good as I am. When y'all get him, he's going to play the stuff as good as I'm playing it.
Hmm.
Sure enough, they love Nick, and and that was the end of that story. But he took my place, and it's weird because we and I, Nick and I both were auditioning for the five step system. I beat Nick out,
Okay.
just barely though. I beat Nick out. And so they wanted to use me as opposed to Nick. And so I got Nick. So we always covered each other. So I said, Nick, well, you get the five step step gig, but you got the dynamic soul gig. You still good, you know.
Right.
And so
Right.
he was happy with that, you know. So he done that, and then he went on to do Greer and bigger things and went on anyway. So we all fared well, you know, to the end.
Well, that's all right. Nick Corleone. I never knew that.
Well, he wasn't Nick Corleone then. He was like Nick Toller.
Nick Toller. Okay. His government name.
Yeah.
Okay.
Corleone came later. That was a stage name.
Right. Right. Exactly. I'm like, I know he don't look Italian, but anyway. So you went on to play for the Five Stair Steps. How did you go ahead?
Pretty much. How did I do what?
So how did you come upon playing with Tyrone Davis?
Okay, with Tyrone, I was working for, at some point I was working for I was the musical director for the Impressions.
Okay.
And I migrated from a group called the Independents, where I played lead guitar leading for their record. And, and so, anyway, the group broke up
Hmm.
temporarily, kind of came apart. And so I was looking for a place to lay at, a place to go, because I'm not need to get back on the road. So I heard that the Impressions were looking for a guitar player. So the timing was perfect. Things were breaking up, and the Impressions were looking for a guitar player. So I auditioned, and they accepted me. And I'm trying to tie this together. The reason Independence was breaking up was because the lead singer of the Independence, Chuck Jackson, was actually producing Natalie Cole's new album.
Right.
So they were coming out of the group thing into a production company called Jay's Enterprise. And it
Hmm.
was him and Marvin Yancey, but they had to end the group so they could focus on Natalie only. So all that happened, and I just kind of like, well, let me find a nice place for me to land because everybody else is going on everywhere. So
Hmm.
I landed with the Impressions. So anyway, now with the Impressions, I played with them for several years, like 2, 3 years. And then something happened there where the gigs kind of dried up, the money was tight. We got stuck on the road a couple times where we had to like call home and say, "Can you wire some money back home?" And so I'm gonna show you how this ties into the beginning of amusement park
Okay.
because we went down to Louisiana and they just had a real big tornado storm, whatever, and we had like a 6 week tour for Louisiana,
Hmm.
and when the storm hit, half the business got trashed by the tornadoes and hurricanes or whatever, so we wasn't nowhere to play. So we were just stuck in Louisiana trying to figure out how to get back home. You know,
Wow.
so well, we just literally, like well, the whole band, for instance, we lived in one room, like one hotel room,
Hmm.
like a hotel six or something.
Yeah.
It was like entire five-piece band just kind of all over the place. Matches on the floor, sleep on the couch. We just kind of just try to survive on the road until they can infuse us with some money to get us back home because we were stuck out there.
Wow.
So while out there, our imaginations went crazy. And one of our founding members, a guy by the name of Jerry Ellis, he said, "Man, we're gonna get back. We're gonna start our own band. We could starve on our own."
Right.
He said, "We're gonna call our band the Amusement Park." So I said, "I kind of like that name." He said, "We write songs that talk about things like it's the amusement park, like roller coaster ride. It was the full love roller coaster, by the way. The full roller coaster of Ohio players.
Hmm.
And we was gonna do roller coasters, it was a Tom and Love, it was gonna do merry-go-rounds. All those things were first before anybody thought of it when we was going to do the original concept of a amusement park. But that idea came while we were struggling on the road in Louisiana. But anyway, we finally get back home and we get a call from the drummer who was with I know I'm all over the place, but he was with the Impressions.
Hmm.
So half of our band left and it was Tyrone Davis. Our horn section left. Actually, got fired, but the left was Tyrone Davis.
Okay.
They recruited our drummer. He was Tyrone Davis. Our drummer recruited us, myself, and a guy named Daryl Ellis. And we all went with Tyrone Davis. So basically, Tyrone Davis's core band was really the band that was with the Impressions 2 years earlier.
Okay.
The Impressions actually their full band. We all migrated to Tyrone Davis.
Hmm.
And then we had this idea of a dream of a band called the Music Park in the back of our heads. So that's how we got to Tyrone Davis's. And so now we were Tyrone Davis, and the drummer had to do a little maneuvering to get the other guys fired so we can get hired. So we got
Okay.
so there's a bass player, a guitar player that kind of got continually dismissed so that we could easily move in. We did,
Right.
and so this was Tyrone. He kind of liked it, but he wasn't crazy about us. We were too innovative. We were too new.
Right.
It was sort of like normal Tyrone Davis band. It was a little slicker than the normal band that they would play for him. They were also a little bit of a bluesy edge. We weren't bluesy. It was like more pop or rock or something else. But we wasn't down home Tyrone Davis material.
Right. Right.
And so the period of Tyrone for maybe a month. First person who went to fire was me.
Mm. Why you? What did you do?
It's what I didn't do. I was playing like Larry Graham. Okay, so imagine this. I'm slacking like Larry Graham. I'm doing what Larry Graham would kind of do because I was a big Larry Graham fan
Hmm.
on some things. And Tyrone wanted stuff that sounded more like murder,
Right. 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 Like on his
And that's the
records.
sound. Right, all these records. And I heard that sound, so I'm not going to play no murder. I'm going to play a little slacker. And so Tyrone hated it. And so he told me that the MD, one of the horn said, hey man, like he used to call everybody Pete, because MD,
Hmm.
because the bass player got to go.
Mm.
He said, he ain't playing my stuff right. And so when MD said, I'll talk to him, I'll tell him to tone it down and play stuff close to what you're used to hearing.
Right.
And so he did, we had a conversation, he said, we can't bring Tyrone up to this new stuff too quick. You got to kind of do a gradual transition, blah, blah, blah. So I listened to him. I said, I'd try to do it as best as I could, but I couldn't do it all the way. I still got to do a slap every now and then.
Right.
So I kind of compromised with myself. And so more and more, Tyrone started to get used to my sound.
Hmm.
And so over a period of maybe about a year, the threats of firing me went away. So I was in there, I was in the band. And at that point, we were moving forward. And then myself, Ruben Lock Jr. was the drummer, and Daryl Ellis, we created like a little song writing team, in the rhythm, just being around each other so much. We started writing songs because we'd be like on this bus for hours, sometimes days,
Hmm.
and you got nothing to do with just sit on the bus and go from town to town. So at that time, when we were sitting on this bus or riding on this bus hundreds and thousands of miles, we started writing songs.
Hmm.
And so we started coming up with some really good stuff. And then we came up with one song called Do With Me.
Okay.
So before we moved, so with the song Do With Me, and we sung it, and at some point I think I may have bought a cheap acoustic guitar in the road, and so we were singing in the back of the bus, and somebody heard us and said, well, why don't let Tyrone hear that song? He might want to do it on his next album.
Right.
And I'm thinking, like, this ain't giving Tyrone Davis material. This is more like, some younger sounding stuff,
Right.
Tyrone Davis sound. And we never know that Tyrone's looking to do something different, because they're trying to get away from that bluesy of Tyrone Davis.
Right.
And
Right.
so it's about to let Tyrone hear it. And so, sure enough, one of the horn players said, Tyrone, why don't you listen to some of this stuff for your next album? Because we had a nerve to ask him. He said, why don't you listen to this stuff? It might be nicer than the stuff you're working on now. He said, okay, Pete, what's that? And so we sung the song for him, and he lost his mind. He said, I love that song.
Wow.
You just want to make sure you let Leo hear it. I want Leo to hear it.
Leo Graham. Yeah.
Leo let Neil get out. They said, but before you let Neil here, I want you to let Otis Redding's wife here, because we're going to go to her house right now.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever her name was, but it was Otis Redding's widow, and she had a couple sons that started a group and had a band. But she said, we were stuck. I think it was Edna Redding or something like that. And they said, let's go to her. We're going to stop by her house. Can you guys sing that song like y'all did like doing the bus and let her hear y'all songs that I'm considering doing? And so we done it, and she loved it.
Mm.
And so go back to Chicago, out to Leah's house, get Leo, and Leah loves it. So now we're doing Tyrone's next album. So this song is a consideration for the next album. We said, now what else do you have? And we said we got more songs coming. We should have them this written or to that point where it is they're prepared like this song was. We're working this song for like a month,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We don't have nothing this ready yet, but we'll be having something coming up soon. Then from there, Neil pressed me to come up with more stuff sooner than later because they had to finish the album because of the budget.
Right.
And so I came up with a whole bunch of things, but I couldn't wait for the other writers because they was writing at their own pace, So, and I got for some reason I got the writer bug or prolific bug, whatever. And so I wrote about maybe three songs right off the bat, boom, boom, boom.
Mm-hmm.
And I played those for Leo. He loved them, put those on the album. And so then he comes in the mood. So in the mood is there, and I said maybe two-thirds of it.
Okay.
I already came up with the bass line, I already came up with the guitar parts, all that background, and then I bring my other writers in, they're moving, and then I said, I'm not going to write this second verse by this intention. I'm not going to write it. I don't want to write it. I want y'all to write it. So we can write it as a team, like we did the first song.
Right.
And so I stepped back, and they wrote it. They wrote the second half, so I did the ice cream front, and they did the second half, whatever that part of the verse was. And then we all did what we normally do. We work on these background parts and getting the harmonies, and we got all that. And so now we get the song together, we play it for time on real, they lose their mind, they love it. And so then at that point, we're in the studio and we're doing the song, but the way that we sing our harmony is so, I guess, unique and unorthodox that the professional singers that was in there singing it, they had a problem singing some of our transitions.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some everything, you hear them, that was good. But there was some transitions where we made modulations on our harmony when we moved up and down that they couldn't figure out what the heck we were doing, but we do it like it was nothing.
Right.
So we let y'all drop that part in. Y'all don't sing the whole song. So with the genius of James Mack, who listened to my buddy, and Leo Greer, so y'all just drop in the two little harmony parts that y'all do, and the professionals would do the rest. So the professionals did everything but la 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 la. That was just Anderson doing that.
Right.
And
Right.
we did the other part. Are you? And we transition there, so we get those two background parts. But there was just me and my other two co-writers, and so that's how In the Mood came together. And then I guess the rest is history for Tyrone because we did like another 10 albums or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And we never got anything quite as good as In the Mood. We came close with Ain't Nothing I Can Do a Woman Like You. In the Mood was like the better one.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, I guess, pretty much the Tyrone Davis traditional, the transition. And then the last album that Tyrone ever done before he passed away, I worked on it myself. I was the producer, and Willie Clayton was the executor, and actually produced as well. Because he produced a couple songs too. I'm going to give his credit.
Mm-hmm.
And when we produced the last album that Tyrone ever made, before we went on to do the Global.
Mm. Well, that's all right. So
Yeah.
we saved the best for last. The,
Okay, what you got?
the song by the Manhattans. Who and what was the inspiration for that song?
Okay. Uh, let's see. Who was the inspiration?
Uh-huh.
It was several inspirations.
Okay.
one was a night with too much alcohol, and
Okay.
but then I had to get back to business to real inspiration. So the story is this: I was out by this time. A music hard band was starting to get established, and we were playing bars and clubs and things. So I was up partying and playing the band. And so after partying all night, I get a call from Neil Graham telling me I got to get my breath out the door at 7 in the morning and get over to his house and write a song that didn't exist.
Ooh, okay.
I said, what does that mean? He said, well, I just talked to some of the heavy hitter execs at Columbia Records, and I kind of fudged the truth. I told them that you guys had another song in the can that was just like In the Mood.
Mm-hmm.
I said, Leo, that's not the truth. We don't have nothing like that. He said, well, we got to have something to put our bids out because we got a major deal on the table. It's like a $500,000 record recording deal, pretty much $1 million deal. And
Mm.
so he said, they're coming into town. If we get this track together today, they'll be in town next week to hear it in person. I said, Leo, the track don't exist. And
Mm.
he told me, he said, well, you got to make it exist. So
Right.
anyway, we get to those house, working. And anytime you work real hard like that, trying to press something, you will get brain blocked. Your brain will shut down. I can't hear nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And then we work with the typical songwriters who got brain block, we call it.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Writer's block.
Writer's block, that's what we got. We got
Mm-hmm.
the writer's block. So he control with nothing, I control with nothing. And so then this is when divine intervention kicked in. So I'm playing, and I'm playing. It's really a finger exercise. Down. It really wasn't supposed to be a song. It was a finger exercise I've been doing for years.
Mm-hmm.
And so let's write a song that's based around that finger exercise. I said, okay, I'm not doing that because it don't sound nothing like In the Mood to me. It sounds almost country western.
Right.
In the Mood.
Exactly.
In the Mood. In the Mood is hitting hard, and this is a soft ding. He said, well, whatever you got to do to make it work, make it work. I said, okay. That's when I said a little prayer up. I said, Lord, help me. And so I said this prayer up because he wasn't going to let me go home, man, with my headache and hang up. You ain't going home till we do this.
Mm.
So I thought about my now wife. I thought about her and what she meant to me. And you know what? She's the shining star in my life. And not the same shining star that Earth, Wind, Fire was talking about. It's
Right.
a personal shining star. There's a one-on-one shining star.
Mm-hmm.
So I was always on that focus. This is a one-on-one. You are my shining star. And so I hit the whole chorus. Like, how could I say it? When it came to me, it was scary because I thought I was copyrighting infringing on somebody.
Uh-huh.
And I had the same feeling when I wrote No. I said, but I heard this somewhere before. But I did, honey, you are my shining star. Don't you go away. Wanna be right here where you are till my dying day. That was all written in one straight shot, whatever, without stopping, without breaking. And we recorded it just like that. And then we started, piecing the other parts of the song together.
Mm-hmm.
But it came just like in that one piece. And to me, it felt like divine intervention. And the words, I don't know, like, again, those are not words I would normally have said in a song that I was writing, but they came again, like from God to my head, to my mouth, to my hands, to the recording machine at the time. And my wife was the inspiration, who was my girlfriend at the time,
Mm-hmm.
who I was still deeply in love with. And so all that kind of came together under one roof, and that's what the source of the song was. And the rest of it, as you say, went into production, we went to the studio, and we brought the Manhattan in, and James Mack did what he did, But to be honest with you,
Mm-hmm.
for me, if I heard the raw version of that song, even though the hook was tight, I would have took a pass on it because my voice sucked. I was trying to get over a hangover. I'm gonna give you a little example of it. I hope I don't mess up your radio station there, but it was something like this. Was
Mm-hmm.
some people myself, record execs from Columbia will listen to this and you'll be laughing.
Mm-hmm.
Not at the hook, not at the song, but at the person that's singing it. And that would be me.
Right, your voice, yeah.
My voice was terrible, and then every now and then Leo would kick in, and he was equally as terrible because we were just kind of all over the place.
Yeah, Leo couldn't sing either.
Huh?
Leo couldn't sing either. No.
But he was seven, so he was the one that was pretty much surviving both of us. I was here trying to do it last night.
Uh-huh.
But Leo pushed it. Leo actually came up with the bass line because I didn't know what to do with my bass. I said, well, I'm a bass player, but I don't know how to play bass on this song right now because I'm feeling the guitar more so than the bass.
Mm-hmm.
I could not find the bass. And I'm thinking, how can I put an in the mood bass on this anyway? It don't fit. So none was working for me in terms of a bass part. So I just let him do it, came in with most of that bass lines. I got to give him his props. We did what songwriters do. You write your verse, I write my verse, you do a verse together, we do this, and everybody shared in whatever you contribute to the song. And that's how we put it together.
Mm.
And we put it on a cassette. Back in the day, that's all we had was cassettes.
Right, right.
We overnight or whatever, they're shipping it to New York and we went to Jackson, not Universal, but Columbia,
Mm-hmm.
and they lost their minds. And they was on the first plane smoking in Chicago at Universal Recording Studios up north on Walter.
Right.
I mean, we had the whole brand. I mean, it was like, I want to say maybe a half dozen people from Columbia Records, man. That
Wow.
was a big to do. And we feel
Wow.
like a full force driving around this one song.
Mm.
I'm like, what is going on? And so I'm gonna give more dimension to the song. So so the Manhattans had a manager, a lady manager by the name of Herman. I'll never forget her.
Okay.
She said, this is gonna be a number one or number two pop crossover hit, right? I said, I didn't know that. I said, you said another song to me.
Right.
You know? I said, I don't know what the outcome of any songs on. I mean, I'm just being honest. I write them. I wish for the best, but it's hard to call. Sometimes you can write a song you think is going to be a nothing song, it's a smash. You can write a song you think will be a smash, it ain't going to be a nothing song. So the only thing I had in this song was that the inspiration from my wife and the fact that I felt that it was a song that came inspired from God. That's all I had. But I didn't have that whole science of this is a hit record because it's a hit record because it has these elements in it. It wasn't even that.
Mm-hmm.
So I just let it go on that tip. But these people from Colombia, they had a plan, man. It's like either they was gonna make it a number one song, or they knew through something that we didn't know that it was gonna somehow become a number one crossover pop hit. And they told me it was like they had a crystal ball. I said it's gonna happen around this time. It's gonna be it. And like, how do you know all that? And so when it came to pass, it was scary because I'm like, how did you know all that? Like 3 months later, man, this record was gold, man.
They just knew. And
They just knew.
and like they say, the rest was history. That was a what, double platinum?
It started off as being a gold record, but
Uh-huh.
continued selling, and then it went on to the platinum. But it was a strange escalation to platinum. And you go platinum right away.
Mm-hmm.
Like gold. And you kind of sit because they dropped the single, then they dropped the album, and the album kind of shuts down the single a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
When you hold off on dropping the album, then the single continues to sell. But it slowed the single down. But when the single caught back up.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm thinking like a platinum record right now. So it's platinum and gold.
There you go.
And with both of them, so I'm glad, I'm happy, that the people love my music that much.
Oh yeah,
But
it's one of my favorites too. But I got to cut it short. But how can people get in touch with you on social media?
they can grab me on my Facebook page.
Okay.
I'm all over the place. You can't miss me. I'm always doing some kind of antics,
I know, right?
kissing my dog or something, or doing something crazy.
Mhm. Well,
And you can't miss me on Facebook.
well, bro, I appreciate you taking time, having a conversation with me tonight, even though you didn't remember until you called me back, like, who did I agree to? Okay.
Yeah, I kid you not, man. I was so tired, man. I'm like, I know I talked to somebody.
Right,
I know I promised something. I just don't know what I promised.
right. That was just your brother. That's just me. But thank you.
Okay, but I just have to make sure, man. I don't want to leave you hanging or nothing like that.
And you didn't, and I appreciate it. And
And I appreciate you.
I'm about to play Shining Star right now before we go to break. But ladies
Okay,
and
well, I
gentlemen,
appreciate that.
oh, no problem. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Paul Richmond, co-written by Leo Graham, who was Tyrone Davis's producer at the time. So here it is.
Absolutely.
All right, take care and kiss the wife for me.
Thank you, my brother. Appreciate you.
All right, take care.
Okay, Al.
Woo! Thank you again, brother.
Huh?
I said thank you again.
Man, thank you, man. I appreciate you, man. You give you some spotlight, man.
No, no problem. I'll send you the interview.
Okay, cool. I hope it's a great interview for you.
Oh yeah, it was perfect.
Okay, I hope I didn't get too lengthy or too wordy.
Uh-uh. Nope.
Okay.
Nope. Not at all.
Well, now you know just about everything. I can't throw nothing else in there because you got my whole life.
Everything. Because I
Uh huh.
sure didn't know you was from down south. I thought you was from just the west side of Chicago. So
No, we down home, boy.
that's what's up. All right. Thanks again, man.
Thank you, Al.
All right. Take care.
Okay, appreciate it. Bye-bye.
Whew. Oh, cool. It's done. Special thanks going out to Paul Richmond. That is him on bass and acoustic guitar. The Manhattans and Shining Star here on WOSD Radio, DB Chicago, WRLN Radio, a Ray Neal media station, and WBOE, a Reggie Miles radio station. That, of course, once again, Paul Richmond, who also played in the studio. Not He wasn't a part of the group. He played in the studio with the group Champagne, which we'll hear later on, as well as more from Tyrone Davis as well, right here on Bedtime Stories.
Presented in partnership with WCHI Biggs Radio Chicago.
Do you think you've got what it takes? If you can sing, dance, rap, or do more, feel free to enter the Talent Show Auditions, sponsored by Fly Guys Productions. Registration opens today and closes July 23rd. Audition July 30th and 31st. The Talent Show will be held October 17th. Show up and show out. Only $100 to enter. The grand prize, $1,000 cash. For information, call 773-630-2261. 773-630-2261. Sell your audition fee of $100 to 773-630-2261. Or go to www.fgpenterprise.com. If you think you've got what it takes, show up and show out. Sign up today at fgpenterprise.com or call 773-630-2261. This is
Yo, Angie.
Production. If you're into Southern Soul, then you gotta listen to this one. Born Thomas Melvin, but better known as
The Mailman.
and his new hit, Thank You.
From the bottom of my heart, baby, I just want to say thank you.
He puts the soul in Southern Soul, and he always delivers. The Mailman. And Thank You. Available on all download platforms and heard exclusively on WOSD Radio.
Once again, thank you to Paul Richmond for that in-depth interview. Normally, we have conversations, but nobody gets to hear them. So I figured, hey, since it's Black Music Month, and he is part of Black music, so and he's my brother from another mother, and I appreciate it. Hello to Angie, my sister, Deron Williams, and Henry Cooper. Thank you for being on my live. It is your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. This is Bedtime Stories. We're going to get back to some Prince later on, but we'll play a few more cuts that Paul Richmond wrote and or played on. This is, of course, Tyrone Davis, and Ain't Nothing I Can Do with a Woman Like You, but love you on Bedtime Stories. my time. My time. Mm-mm. Woo! That would have been a nice shot. I might have to do a part two on Paul Richmond. We didn't even talk about the new Gerald Austin and Manhattan song, but yeah, we got to bring him back. In the Mood from Tyrone Davis, co-written by Mr. Paul Richmond, right here on Bedtime Stories with your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Saying hello to Phyllis Rogers and everybody over at Pier Plus. We had such a good time on the West Side on Sunday at the Garfield Park Reflectory. It was an outside event, and we were inside and outside. I was outside. The vendors were on the inside. We had belly dancing. We had some young ladies who did some line dancing and everything else. And of course, Rico Michael Jackson did his thing. We all had a great time. I am looking forward to the next one. Oh, when I say we had a great time, we had a great time. Yes, we did. As a matter of fact, Phyllis Rogers asked me, "Did you have fun?" I'm like, "Let me ask the people. Hey, did you all have fun?" Everybody yelled, "Yeah." I said, "There's your answer. I concur." It is your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. And the name of this group is called the Amusement Park Band, who also doubled as the band for Tyrone Davis. Here's No, featuring my good friend Paul Richmond. Bam. I really do. No. That is Paul Richmond. He redid the song that he wrote when his wife, well, his then girlfriend, tried to leave. He said it it had to happen on a day like this. I'm like, whoa. Paul Richmond, great songwriter, great musician too. I taught him everything he knows on the bass. It is your peanut butter brother. Yeah, right. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Speaking of bass, he played both bass and guitar on this song from Champagne. As a matter of fact, he was not a member of the group, but whenever they need a little help in the studio, have guitar or bass, we'll travel. Here's Champagne and How About Us? It's Black Music Month. Once again, hello to Phyllis Rogers and Pure Plus. Too loud, and the camera will pick it up and put it down. Hello, Elaine. I'm doing a radio show as we speak. I didn't want to not say goodnight to you. That would have been rude. I'm sending you the link now, dear. Okay. Okay. Bye. Bye. Hmm. Oh my goodness. I think he's either playing bass or guitar on that one, or maybe both. I don't know. Champagne and Try Again featuring Mr. Paul Richmond. Thank you once again, Paul, for stopping by and saying hi. During Black Music Month, this month I'll try to get as many people as I know in for interviews. I'm gonna try to get Antone. I'm gonna try to get Theo Huff, Uncle Marshall, maybe everybody. It is your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Once again, thank you to the family at Pure Plus. I gotta say family because they feel like family. It's like every time they see me, they actually know who I am. I'm gonna be a star one of these days. Keep what's that song? Don't believe me, just watch. Okay. And yes, Angie, I will put my leftovers in the back of the fridge. Otherwise, they will be gone. Here's the Independence with Paul Richmond on guitar. Uh-oh, wrong one. Eric Hall. the independence, and just as long as you need me, just as long as you want me, I'll be around. Going out to the candy girl, it's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Coming up in about 17 minutes, it'll be time for foreplay. But I think Paul played on that song as well. I know he played on this one. This is him doing the Johnny Guitar Watson thing. This is I Want to Tie You, Baby, on Bedtime Stories. Hey, sis.
He was, oh my God, what the, like you had the same black history as the rest of us. You know that when you get a position of power, what that means. It doesn't mean you can abuse it, you can do what anybody else do. Thea was a mess, bro. She was cursing out everybody. I remember they had me in like some suit, and it was tight. I was, the new guy. It's funny, Portugal people, they'll be like, oh, it looks great. I'm like, I can barely breathe. They're like, but it looks great. You're like, all right. And I was, 12, 11, whatever the case was. Anyway, they saw me on it. She's like, cut, no, change that boy out of that. You got to get stuffed into that suit. Man, people can't go watch. Especially on a set, you hear everything. And I witnessed just her attitude. And it shocked me. I was just like, damn, if this show runs for years and years and years, I'd be super surprised because what's up with that? And it didn't. And I know exactly. It boggles the mind. You don't see what an opportunity this is, especially if you're the lead of the show or the face of the show. And for you to just let that go to your head, they'll fix you quick. Did you see any friction between her and Brandy? Yeah, body language and stuff, for the most part. But this woman, when I tell you, like, I don't just speak on, oh, I heard this, I heard on yes. I would hear verbal abuse. And it was just like, I was just from the mind your business era. So it was like, what's going on over there? Huh? You all right, Randy? Like, knock it. You get, where's it going? Oh, shit. And Randy is very, I wouldn't say shy, because she's an entertainer, but she's not the one to be like, what you say? This is not her. So it's more about me. She yelled, she took it like, oh, shit. And then,
is Mercy one of ours?
One-sided crooked network. Let's call it quits. Thank you, darling. Have a good
Mr.
time.
President, I traveled all the way to Wisconsin. I traveled all, I know, I traveled all the way to Wisconsin.
On and off in the rain. And I've given you enough time. But straight down to press. You know what? A country can never be great with a disaster.
Say, anyone who attacked police officers on January 6th should get taxpayer money.
I would be inclined to say so, but I have to see it. I can tell you this, 97% of those people, you look at them, the FBI or whoever was doing a lot of crooked cops and dirty cops. The weaponization fund, as far as I'm concerned, is a beautiful thing. Do you think January 6 rioters, those who were convicted and pardoned, do you think they should be eligible for this slush fund, yes or no?
I do not. If they have been convicted, I do not. Engaged in violence against police officers, I do not.
And if he gets away with it with this slush fund from the IRS, he's going to do it everywhere. He'll sue every federal agency with some bogus claim. He'll settle out of court for billions of dollars, and that money will be used by him to try to curry favor and gain political influence. We are not moving forward with the fund, period.
Like Paul Richmond, Johnny Guitar Watson played most of the instruments on that song except for the horns and the drums. It is your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer, just about 6 minutes. Make that 5 minutes away from foreplay. In the words of Dinah Lynn Biggs, you know what it is. It's foreplay next. You know who it is, right? Here's one more from Johnny Guitar Watson. Oh, yeah. Ooh, I've been running since I had you. He was a bad man. He went on stage, clutched his chest, and before he hit the floor, he said, "Ain't that a..." Anyway, that's a rumor. I don't know if that actually happened. But he did have a heart attack on stage. And the band kept playing. They're like, oh, guess we'd lost a gig. And we lost a great singer, songwriter, producer. He fused what was called jump blues with funk. Johnny Guitar Watson, Since I Met You. Right here on Bedtime Stories, we're WOSD Radio DB Chicago. That's digital broadcast for those of you trying to figure it out. WRLN Radio, a Ray Neal media station. WBOE, the best of everything. And guess what? You know what it is. Foreplay is next.
Events, festivals, and backyard parties. The Bull Grill and Food Truck has some of the best finger-licking food for your taste buds. Also with a variety of custom hamburgers for everyone. So hit us up at 708-785-5950 or follow us on all social media platforms. Bull Grill Food Truck for your food needs and more.
Big news, Indianapolis. Pin Cleaners is back and better than ever under new ownership with years of hands-on experience, bringing you fresh services and the quality you know and trust. Enjoy convenient same-day and next-day service, plus shirts clean for just $4.50. Visit Pin Cleaners at 2179 North Pennsylvania Avenue or call them at 317-926-2242. I can tell you from experience that the team focuses on detail and care. So give them a call and tell them your nighttime girlfriend sent you. 317-926-2242, located at 2179 North Pennsylvania Avenue, Indianapolis, Indiana. New beginnings and trusted results. Indianapolis, get ready because real barbecue is back, baby. Garrett Smokehouse Barbecue, located right in the heart of the city in Indianapolis, Indiana, 5502 Emerson Way. They're serving up the flavors Indy's been missing. I'm talking about fall of the bone ribs, tender rib tips, juicy links, and all your barbecue favorites. And don't forget about them sides, because we need the sides with our barbecue. I'm talking about homemade greens, creamy mac and cheese, fresh coleslaw, potato salad, and those famous baked beans that will keep you coming back for more. Let Garrett Smokehouse Barbecue cater your next event. Call them 317-722-0506. And hey, when you call, tell me your nighttime girlfriend Kim Patterson sent you. Garrett.
Batman. Dun, 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 dun. Anyway, it's time for foreplay. But before we do that, I got a little bragging to do. The numbers came out from last week. Our page views are 80.4, up from 54.1. Our unique views are up 34.7 last week, 24.6, or previous week, that is. First time visits 15.1, the previous week 8.7. Returning visits 19.6, previous week 15.9. Now, you may not know what all those numbers mean, but it means that somebody's listening to this radio station and the other radio stations. And it tells me where they're listening from. Monroe, Louisiana, Wooddale, Illinois, Indianapolis, Indiana, of course, Henrico, Virginia, Houston, Texas, Newark, New Jersey, Beijing, China. Beijing, China? Really? Palatine, Illinois, and Aurora, Colorado. Yep, I got bragging rights. Somebody is listening to me. And this is Bedtime Stories, and I appreciate it. Not only to me, but the entire staff here at Biggs Radio at the Beach. Ooh. Them too, yeah. Their numbers are up as well. Anyway, slip of the tongue, but that's okay. We're all still family. Anyway, it is time for foreplay. This guy was born 68 years ago. Made his transition, what was that, 2016 of April 21st, which is ironic because he did a song called Sometimes It Snows in April, and it was definitely snowing that day. We lost the great Prince Rogers Nelson, instrumentalist, singer with a 5-octave range. Yeah, he could sing up high and sing way down low. He could play all the instruments. He played 27 instruments on his first album. What else can be said about him? I'll just let the music speak for itself. From Love Sexy and the Black Album, Mature in Love, it's foreplay. Uh, 10 o'clock. Yep, 10 o'clock. Woo, good God.
You're listening to Foreplay with Alan Greer on Bedtime Stories.
Tom Hanks, Eric Andre, and the Clifton.
San Antonio. The Spurs had a rough run at home. The Knicks beat them by a point in Game 2 on Friday night. The Knicks have won 13 games in a row in the postseason before tonight. And tickets to Game 3 was very hard to get. Many New York celebrities were in attendance tonight, including our president, who was too busy with the war to go to his son's wedding, but had no problem carving out time to swallow nachos at the Knicks game tonight. Donald Trump is the first sitting president ever to completely disrupt an NBA Finals game in person. Because he decided to go, they had canceled the watch party outside the Garden. Fans had to get there 2 hours early to get through security, and Trump didn't even get to sit courtside. For safety reasons, they put it behind bulletproof glass. Well, we have him. There he is. Now, people were bringing their children to meet the president, hoping to get a photograph. It's the same glass they used to separate him from Melania. Is that not Donald Trump? I've been told that's a different orange animal. I'm so sorry. It's pretty late for the president to be out. Fortunately, he was able to squeeze in and out during every one of his meetings today. We are taping this show before the game, so we don't know what happened or who won. All we know for sure is that Trump is about as popular in New York as pineapple on pizza. When he was a young man, Donald Trump played basketball in the military academy his parents sent him to. Somehow, he was able to overcome those debilitating bone spurs that kept him out of Vietnam to play basketball. And as far as the Knicks go, Trump's been to a lot of games at the Garden over the years. Knicks games mean a lot to him. You know, a Knicks game was the last place he saw Melania smiling. Over the weekend, Trump was in Wisconsin for a roundtable with farmers. Farmers are going through a lot right now, largely thanks to Trump's trade policies, fuel costs, fertilizer costs. Farmers are struggling. So to cheer them up, Trump pulled out all the exciting plans he has for the new fountains most of them will never get to see.
We had 22 fountains. None of them worked. Just before then we had the reflecting pond. Look, so that's the pond. If we're standing up, here's your Sears Tower, Empire State Building, World Trade Center. Beautiful. Look at how that reflects. It's like a mirror.
It's like a mirror. Looks like Grandpa figured out how to print on his iPad. I mean, does he understand that he is at a farmer's roundtable in Chippewa Falls, more than 1,000 miles away from Washington? Gather around, farmers. Okay, so this is the Burj Khalifa to Dubai. Now, Trump did his best to address how to help farmers get out of the hole he put them in. But more importantly, he let them know that if things don't work out in Wisconsin, it is safe to come visit him in Washington.
Before we got Saturday, your child would go to see the Jefferson Memorial or the Washington or the Lincoln or any of them, and would oftentimes not come
It's
back.
foreplay with Al Greer on Bedtime Stories.
That's right. It was just like the movie Weapons. They all busloads of kids show Spanish, never to be seen again. Is it possible he's confusing Washington with the Bermuda Triangle? And of course, no appearance by our president would be complete without a rendition of his latest and maybe greatest new routine. Here it is, Donald Trump's The Democrats.
They call them the Democrats, D-U-M. You take out the B, a lot of people don't know Trump as a B, you take out the B, and you change the E, you put the U, and you have a Democrat.
That is his I Have a Dream speech now. That's just please get him a hat with all that written on it so he doesn't have to repeat it at every event now. Trump's especially mad at the Democrats in our state, California, because it would appear that his excellent choice for mayor of LA, Spencer Pratt from the Hills, is about to be headed for them. Yesterday, LA City Council member Nithya Rama moved ahead of Spencer Pratt and is now the incumbent in the November runoff. I guess those crystals didn't work after all. Most people in LA vote by mail is what we do, and a lot of us waited until the last minute to send in our ballots because we're trying to figure out which candidate disappointed us the least. That meant Spencer Pratt got out of the gate second place because they counted all the in-person votes first, but as the mail-in votes came in, he dropped to third, and only the top two candidates advanced. Of course, because of this, the Mad Hatter is screaming fraud again. He wrote the Democrats. That's with no B, by the way. Most people Do not know there's a beat. Are at it again. They are trying to steal the governor of California primary and the mayor of LA primary away from two great Republican candidates. Here we go with the very late and massive numbers of mail-in ballots. All right, let me get this straight. The Democrats rigged the election, and they rigged it by having Republicans take the lead at first. I mean, for a bunch of Democrats, they sure are smart about stealing every election. It's hilarious. We're going to be hearing a lot about this over the coming months. And it spilled over into an interview he did with Meet the Press where Kristen Welker called him on this nonsense and challenged him to give us any evidence that proves this vote is cooked.
State and local officials acknowledge they are slow to purging or they're purging the votes to be counted. That's how they do it. To be fair, I haven't heard of it, but
Really?
let's
When you play right into their hands,
let's continue.
you're either crooked or you're stupid.
This is why he mostly dated women who don't speak English. This interview, first of all, was interrupted several times by rain, and I don't know if he's worried about the cotton candy on his head getting wet, or he just didn't like the fact that he was being taken to task by a woman. Either way, their talk ended in a full-blown Trumper tantrum.
You're crooked, and Meet the Press is crooked, and so is ABC, and CBS, and CNN. You're one-sided crooked networks. Let's call it quits, because
All the way to Wisconsin.
Can you imagine any other president in the history of any other place doing that? That was a hissy fit. All right, now back to the other bouncy orange ball that we have to follow, the NBA Finals. Every year, we travel to the host city to have some fun with a fan during the game by doing everything we can to keep that fan from going back to his seat. So we sent our team to San Antonio, and we grabbed hold of one unlucky guy for an annual tradition we
And
call
then the
Clock
court back
Walkers.
with Al Greer.
Darius Mobika. Darius, you big NBA fan? Yes, sir, yes. How much you bet your ticket? $700. Yeah. Well, you got in there, you don't miss anything. But here's the thing. We're unveiling the new NBA mascot tonight. He's a mascot of the entire league. Wow. So it's the whole league. It's not just one team. Yeah. I think we give it to a fan. I think we give this to an actual fan. You're a real fan? Yeah, of course. Of the game, not just the sports. All NBA. I have to tell you all the players, everyone on the team. Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant. Yeah, you do like a cartoon. You're not like, hey. I'm a high voice like, hey, Spenzo. Hey, Spenzo. Oh, that's good. Let's just get the soup bits. I think it's okay, Greer, we'll get this on you really quick. Get your mouth in there. Dude, going to stand. Go down, Zimmer. Tell me, Zimmer. Oh, there's one more in scratch inside the box. That's perfect. Perfect. You get the belly on it? Let's get the switcher on his cage. Okay, we'll put in there and say, I'm a regular NBA fan, but when I watch the NBA, I turn into Bonzo. I'm a regular NBA fan, but when I watch the NBA, I turn into Bonzo. But your fans are with the Bonzo. Okay. I'm a regular NBA fan, but when I turn to the NBA, I turn into Bonzo. It's Bonzo from the NBA. Oh my God, Wemby. That again, the ball was so loud over Wemby's amazing shot. Hey, from the NBA, it's Bonzo. Wow. Bonzo has a magical fanny pack. Let's try to put that on it.
Roller skate history, Marcy Hill. Are you through now? Okay, thank you. International Lover, one of the songs that he refused to do when he got older. He was interviewed once by Tavis Smiley. He said, and Tavis asked him, how come you don't do certain songs anymore? He said, well, back then I was young, and some songs you kind of grow out of, like "Do Me Baby." Stop doing that. Uh, International Lover, that's another one. He stopped doing, and so on and so forth. So he kind of grew out of it. International Lover from Prince, who would have been 68 on Sunday. They had like a whole Prince weekend, and I didn't have enough money to go, which is so sad. You know, so sad. I couldn't even get out of town. Anyway, for those of you who are a big fan of, because I got several things going, big fan of the playoffs. Here's a quote. I think the president being here just makes it inconvenient for everybody else, said Tom Osborne, according to the San Antonio Express News. Uh, we're getting screened like it's TSA. It's a little inconvenient for the people that's got to play, but that's what it is. Um, Meanwhile, Knicks star Carl Anthony Towns sidestepped a reporter's question about his thoughts regarding Trump's appearance. Fans have earned the right and deserve the right to see the finals basketball played here in Madison Square Garden, Tom said. It will be a long time to see a finals basketball game. To bring it up Anyway, never mind.
Never mind.
And did you see the interview he did where he called the lady stupid? I'm like, man, he is just off the chain, isn't he? Got up, stepped on the microphone. Man, I wish he would have stepped on my microphone, president or not. You, that was a sure mic, I'm sure. Anyway, it's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Here's some more Prince for you before I get in trouble and get cut off. Here's the one on Bedtime Stories.
Gonna call on you a little bit. That's a lot of pressure they put on you now, huh? Yeah. Well, people love you. I will tell you, I mean, I love you. I do. I mean, I know you personally. I love you personally. I love you as we've enjoyed our time together. We have enjoyed our time together. Broken bread. Got to the bottom of things. And I get a lot more ticket requests on the nights you are here. That's right. A lot of other free, correct? They are free. Tickets are people don't even want them when they're free unless you're here. Look, I'm just saying, it's always a homecoming on ABC because, I started on Bosom Buddies. I know you did. That's right. And ABC has been my third favorite network ever since. Could be worse, I guess. Yeah. I watch you on occasion. Oh, well, thank you. I'm not up that late, but yeah. Well, it's okay. It's okay. I'm not looking for compliments. I don't want to be that old guy that says, in my day, you had to get up off the couch and turn your knob on your TV. But it is true. You did. I knew that. You had lots of buddies. Yeah, I did turn the knob. Yeah. And not enough people did. So, and sometimes it's too much to turn the knob, and you just sit there and watch The Fall Guy or whatever. Yeah, they did. Yeah, we did. In our case, it was Magnum PI. Oh, Magnum PI, yeah. Thursday nights on CBS. That's right, yeah. Yeah, I want an hour, but I will tell you, one of the people who asked for tickets tonight is my mother-in-law. Her name is Mickey, and I've learned over the years that she had a poster of Tom Selleck with his shirt all the way open, hidden in her closet. And there are so many jokes in there, I'm not going to touch it. There are so many references. I hate to embarrass her, but she's right there in the audience. Oh, that mustache, I can tell you, that mustache. Well, she doesn't have a mustache, that's just the light. Are you a big NBA fan? Are you a Kings guy or a Warriors? I have been to many an NBA game, and I'm going to tell you, it's a little bit better to go when they want you down front than when you're just trying to get a ticket to sit up top. Yeah, right, yeah. I have been down on the floor at the end, and boy, guys are landing in your lap, and you're saying hello to them during warm-up. Yeah. Hey, Miss Ball, how you doing? Hey, Davis, what's up with you? Good to see you. And they all notice you there. Yeah, they can't help it. Of course, I am, I'm wearing a shirt that says Forrest Gump on it. But you can't relax when you're in the front. You cannot, because you have to time out when you eat. You have to eat. Well, when the game is being played, right? Because if you're just sitting in the back by loose, they're going to cut to you, and they're going to cut to you. So that has to be going on, and as they're going, you're literally going. And as soon as they get on the other end of the court, then you can go. Then they come again, and that's the popcorn. The other thing is this. You gotta keep the hot dog here, and they go down to the end of that break. You got the whole thing. You gotta be careful. You never know, you get the kiss cam, you're sitting next to somebody, gotta be careful of that too. Yeah, next to the hip lock with Tracy Morgan or something. Could be. Tracy and I lived together in the early 90s. Yeah, that's right. I didn't know that. We still have a person now. That's like bosom buddies. We were not the same. But that kiss cam, man, it's like you don't want to send out word. Please do not put me on kiss cam. You actually want to connect the kiss cam because then when you're waiting for the car, they don't know. So, did you see me on the kiss cam? Have you ever been booed? Not booed, but ragged on? Does that make the same sentence? No, it's different, but I think I was wondering because I can't imagine you being booed by a group of people. Here's what can happen. You're at a thing and they show you, and you're up there, and it's like, hey, and by and large, most everybody says, son of a gun, I'm at the same game as you. Big applause, and it goes on for a while, but then when it dies down, there's always someone up in the cheap seats who does this. You jerkheads! So if you want to have that moment right there, okay, just everybody applaud and then die down to the new seat. Once it dies down just enough, please yell, you're a jerkhead, all right? And 3, 2, 1. There it is. That's exactly how it goes. But it's always a guy. It's like, well, you'd be surprised. Yeah. It's a come on down for Kiss Cam. Hey, I want to ask you about the documentary that's on Netflix starring your good friend, your dear friend, Martin Short. That Life is Short is the name of the documentary because there's a scene in it, and it's just great.
Put you to bed and not to sleep. It's Al Greer with Bedtime Stories.
Reenact the movie Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, where they jump off the cliff. Right. And it was directed by, swear to God, Steven Spielberg. They were all on vacation together, and he said, hey, you know what would be great if Ed Brimley and Forrest Gump reenacted the Butch and Sundance scene where they jump off the cliff. So you don't say no to Steven Spielberg. No. Even if you're on vacation, because quite frankly, it goes, well, boom, you got another image in your IMDb. Vacation footage, so I think so. We kind of like found the dialogue inside ourselves, and we recreated that great thing. Larry Kasdan directed it. Spliced in the actual Redford and the other guy. Redford, the popcorn. Yeah, and we did it. And we did it. And I clip back. Let's show it. Mama said, jumping off cliffs. He's struck up to the chopper. Oh, yeah, never know. You're right. Yeah, like, go for us. I can't swim. Oh, that's very funny. Oh, kill us, and I say. And it was all just, and Tom, once you go over, try to get a struggle swim. Whatever you say, boss, so I love the idea that Steven Spielberg is shooting movies even when he's on vacation 4 hours a day, my friend. Really? It's a cinematic machine. We're going to find out on Disclosure Day. It's coming out anytime. That's right. It's a science fiction movie directed by Steven Spielberg. Yeah. He's got excessive that we've been together with the kids and stuff like that. He's put an old school like JVS camera in a plastic bag and weighted it and put it at the bottom of the pool. They said, jump in, kids, and we'll get some underneath Jaws shot. Really? Yeah.
I'm back.
And thus the camera was ruined, but nonetheless, it was a great idea. He's with TMZ in a lot of ways. Hey, I love your work. Admire your work. Yeah, it's kind of, you can't go anywhere at Steven's house without being on camera.
Do you and Marty and Steve Martin still have your colonoscopy
parties or gatherings? What do you about every 5 years that magic date comes around and we get together and eat clear jello and compete as to who is going to be able to be the last one to go to the bathroom. It is man on man. We are literally, it's like we'll be playing cards and we have taken the stuff. It's like Moscow soda. Who's had a colonoscopy? I've had a good one. You know, it's like, so you take this stuff that induces the sluice mechanism to get that whole digestive system clean. And so you take it, and then it's all a matter of, and we're all just fighting and playing cards. And because the first one to go gets the last choice of when you go, then you get the colonoscopy. I say last one to go gets a choice of everybody. And it's like, I gotta go. And then you go, and you can't hold it. And so who's the strongest? I would think Vegas would have had Steve, I think, in that. No, I have a colder of iron. You do? I didn't know that about you. Wow. I'm going to work that into the intro next time you're on the show. Colder of iron. Hey, everybody, get them checked. Yeah, that's right. You don't want to have iron in your colon. Have you been? Oh, yeah. I love it. Who do you go every year just for the hell of it? Oh, that is fun. You have a party to go along with. Steven Spielberg directs my colonoscopies. He's in there. Please tell me they have a clip. I'm thinking we'll come back. Tom Hanks is here. Toy Story 5.
You know, I had all intentions of wearing my Prince robe tonight. I was like, oh, with the hood and everything else, it's a velour robe that you would, wear around the house or, in the bedroom when you get out of the shower. But that sucker is heavy and hot as hell. I wish I'd have been gone the first hour of the show. I would have been gasping for air. That is Prince and break it down. I don't want nobody else to hear the song. That's the song that he did for Tevin Campbell right here on Bedtime Stories. The show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed but never to sleep with the greatest love songs of all time. Now, if I'd worn that doggone hoodie, I'd be passing out about now. Here's Insatiable. That's my name for you, baby, here on Bedtime Stories.
Look what Bonnie's done to the place. She really let things go. One night. Oh, I see Sammy got bigger. That's Sammy number 2. No. Yeah. I'll explain it. There was a Sammy number 1, and then he died. And it's 20 I was interested to learn this is the first Toy Story movie that was rated PG. Did you know that? Is that right? That's right. How come? Nudity, drug abuse, violence, you name it. Things changed when 4D showed up. Oh, man. I gotta say, Tim Allen and Buzz Lightyear just raises the game. The first Toy Story movie was 1995. Yes. That's the first movie I took my son to see in the theater. My son Kevin, who's 32 now. Right next door, bro. Right next door. And we came to this building where they had a little like a Toy Story land here. Remember that? Yes, right here where we're sitting right now. It's really cool. Pretty crazy. How you've been doing the voice for ever since? Yeah, 31 years. Yeah. Yeah, that is just crazy. Did you understand what it was even going to be at that time? No idea. We were just taking in a gig because Jeffrey Katzenberg told us to. Well, it was like, I did it because you want to be a voice in a Disney movie, right? Yeah. And it's magnificent. And they said, we need to explain this to you. First of all, this is going to be a whole new way of animating a film. So take the Flintstones, forget it. This is brand new. And then they showed Woody on a plain blue background, the CGI version of Woody. And they took this line from Turner and Hooch, thank you. They took this line from Turner and Hooch and they kept saying, "You're eating the car? Don't eat the car. Stop eating the car. Why are you eating the car?" That's what the line was. But they had Woody go, "You're eating the car. Don't eat the car. Stop eating the car." And I said, at this point now, did they even have to pitch it to you, or did they say, "We're doing Toy Story 5"? Oh, we take this very seriously. By the way, we don't have to do this if we don't. We only do it because these guys at Pixar come back and say, "We have another idea." We said, "Do you? Do you really?" And Andrew Stanton, who directed, he had carte blanche at Pixar, so you can do whatever you want to do. We said, we thought about it and came back and said, I think I have another Toy Story movie. And both Jim and I immediately get on the phone. You hear this? Yes, I heard that. What do you make of it? I'm not so sure it's going to live up to the other forms. Well, let's give them a shot. Let's see what they might have to say. Well, you can go ahead and do it, but I'm going to tell you right now, I have demands. If you can quote that, then and what they honestly was them to be lesser than what the others were. Now, I got to say, this is a good idea. Can you say what the idea is? It's about little Barney, who has all of our toys, has been given a screen game, a pad, desire to play. And the argument is no kid has ever had their feelings hurt by a toy they're playing with, but every kid has had their feelings hurt
by something that was said about them on a pad.
This resonates, yeah.
And thus the PG-13.
Just PG. You didn't get the PG-13. You just got PG.
Just PG?
Yeah.
Right. So everybody can enjoy Toy Story 5.
So you're going to do something with us and with the audience, actually, that I think is going to be a lot of fun.
Now, the logic of this is very simple. It's established in the very first movie, and this is when the toys are in the presence of human beings, we are inert, right? And as soon as they leave the room, as soon as a human being leaves the room, up we go, we start the adventure, right? But as soon as they come back in, we have to do what is called the Toy Story flop, right? And we're going to do a Toy Story flop here. Everybody has to do the flop. But you got 150 from the and that goes to the fan. Anybody with a camera guys. Camera guys have to flop as well. Okay. So, who's the human being that is going to?
I think that human being right there, Greer, will be our human being. All right.
Okay, guys, guess what? We're going to do something with Guillermo now that he's gone. Are you ready? Blah, blah, blah. We're talking about, but we should probably make this a little bit, this is too easy. Can we go sit down in the audience?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
No, you stay right there. Go sit on the steps. All right? Okay. You too? You get out, ladies.
Yeah, all right. Just sit right there. Okay, so everybody, when Greer's going to be playing Andy here.
This has nothing to do with the kiss cam.
All good for this.
All right. Okay, so.
Hold on, this has everything to do with the kiss.
All right. So, everybody, let's talk amongst each other. And now someone is going to yell, Guillermo's coming, and we hear that we all have to flop and be inert. Okay? Ready?
Now, should we pick a side so we don't bonk heads?
I think that's part of the painful serendipity. The possibility. All right, so let's do the dibba-dabba. Okay, ready? And dibba-dabba. Guillermo's coming.
He's gone.
From the Batman soundtrack, that is Prince and Scandalous, right here on Bedtime Stories. Got to tell you this really quickly. I'm running out of time. I waited till the last minute. There's a young lady by the name of Marcy Hill. She did a book called Chicago Roller Skating History from 1880 to 2025. And I think, well, I know I mentioned in the book because I used to work for Roll Arena. I worked at Loop, and I think I worked at Skate City. So I think I mentioned it in the book. Oh, and Rainbow. Yeah. Mhm. from the Emancipation CD. That is La 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 Means I Love You from Prince. Happy heavenly birthday to you, my brother. That's going to do it for me, Al Greer. Thank you so much. To my Pure Plus family, thank you so much. I had a great time on Sunday, too. Just everyone. Uh, Deron Williams, my sister Angie, Henry Cooper, everybody. Donations are welcome at alpgreer@gmail.com via Zelle. Okay, that's Al P as in Paul Greer @gmail.com. Till next time, blue skies, green lights, and peace. Good night, Monique. And good night, everyone else. Peace out.